Hey and welcome back everybody. Welcome back to the Academy of Witchwood. Last episode we finished up the bloodletting Hellraiser. I got through the end, I fought Tyrus, and today it's time to delve deeper into the more, let's say, evil and forbidden arts of magic. I thought while I'm at that, why not go a little bit further? When we take a look at the quest book, there is a whole chapter about the dark arts. And this is where I want to dive in today. First things first, binding of demons. This path is not forbidden, it is merely locked. If we go ahead and check this off, we will get a Dictionary of Spirits. The Dictionary of Spirits, interesting way to hold a book, okay, is the tutorial of occultism. Now, you will unlock one thing after the other. If you click on one element, you will unlock the next. This will unlock the next, and so on and so forth. But if you want to get ahead and just see where this is going, you can quickly mark all unlocked as entries as read, or shift to make everything unlocked. I would not suggest doing this if this is the first time that you delve into occultism, because there's a bunch of things to do, to read through, to do once after the other. But I want to get to the corresponding elements that I want to read faster, so I'm going to do that. So, what does occultism contain? Well, first of all, demons. Occultism is all about demons, summoning them, making them work for you, making deals with them, and so on. So we will get through and, well, create some pentacles to actually summon them. And first things first, to start with occultism, you need demon dream fruits. And demon dream fruits can just be cultivated by planting some demon dream seeds. So let's do exactly that. And there we go. All the dream seeds that we will ever need. The next thing we need to do to progress into occultism is to make some spirit fire. And for that we just need some flint and steel and a dream fruit or seed. No, has to be the fruit. Okay, let's do that. And we have spirit fire. Spirit fire will not burn anything, not even you. It will not go into the surrounding area. It will just stay there and be useful. Useful, for example, if you went ahead and combined 9 of the seeds or fruits, you will get demon dream essence. And if you throw one of these in here, you will get otherworld essence. And this will grant us the third eye effect when eating. The third eye effect is necessary to progress through occultism because we will see things for what they really are. If I were to eat one here, nothing would change other than I would have an interesting effect on my screen. But we will visit some underground locations I've discovered in the meantime and try it out there. When mining, sometimes you will find something like this. And you might be wondering, what is all this oak doing underground and why is there glowstone in the overworld? There's also some poppies standing around, a bunch of andesite. Yeah, all in all, very irritating. If you normally break one of these logs, you will get just normal oak. Because, well, that's what it is, right? But if you eat a an otherworld essence, your vision will change. And I really don't like this vision, to be honest. You get a luck 2 effect by this. Interesting. And normally a third eye effect for 1 minute. If I now look at this oak, I will see its otherworld leaves. And, well, this is not oak. And you will see the oak saplings I get are from occultism. They're interesting. The poppies will be other flowers. Also not what I had before. And if I take a look at the andesite, it's other stone. So everything here is not what it seems. And one thing I just learned is do not do this with Ars Nouveau spells. Just do it by hand. Otherwise you will not get anything of what you wanted. Luckily, this is not the only way to get all these materials. There are other ways, and we will get to that soon enough. If you aren't as lucky as I and have a cove like this, like directly underneath my base, you can also go ahead and just toss andesite into spirit fire and you will convert it to other stone. And the same is true for the oak saplings. If you toss them in, you will get the occultism version. You will need to eat either demon dream fruit or the essence, which I just used, to actually see and fell the trees that grow from these oak saplings, because otherwise you will just get normal oak. But for andesite, as well as the other spirit fire conversions, this is very easy. The Dictionary of Spirits talks about that we need in total 4 areas, each 19 by 19 for our pentacles. Now I was just at work preparing one of them when I encountered a block that says strange roots prevent you from destroying that block. And why? Because there's a blood rose on top of that. I could destroy the blood rose, but I can't harvest it with my hands because, well, it's a very thorny thing and it will damage me and not get harvested. So I quickly went ahead and crafted an alchemist glove, which is just a few leather, wool and chryzite string. For that, you need either to melt down some amethyst, put that over a cobweb and destroy the cobweb, or you will find it somewhere in the area. I know I had one that I found in a chest somewhere. You can also kill a gnome. That is possible, but either way, with this glove we can harvest Alchemist Gardens plants. And while we're at that, I know that we have a Clodalon sitting around here, which now can be harvested too. There's also a task for that to harvest all of the Alchemist Garden things. So from now on, whenever I see something, I'll just harvest it to, well, complete the task. Now the strange roots should have been gone, so I can go ahead and work on that area. I'll see you in just a second when I set up a little bit of a first place to work in. With our first 19 by 19 area completed. I just textured it with some polished tough and tough bricks. We can now go ahead and create our first circle. If we take a look at the Dictionary of Spirits, the first one I want to create is Avia's Circle. Avia's Circle looks like this, and I can show it here as a multi-block structure. I would also always recommend having a central block that you can easily see. I can place it down like this, and now I can see what I need to complete this circle. Or at least I can see most of it, because here, for example, should be a candle, as well as here, here, and here. But probably because of my shader, it's not shown. So the problem is with the white chalk. Because how do we get white chalk? Well, for that we need actually the other stuff. The other world stuff that we got, the logs and the stone. For white chalk, we need impure white chalk. For impure white chalk, we need 3 otherworld ashes and 3 chalk-based dust, which can either made by other stone or other rock. We have other stone here, so we can use that. This will be smelted polished other stone, and polished other stone is smelted other stone, so we just need to smelt our other stone twice. Let's use some magic for that. I have a smelt spell here which will smelt everything into the polished version and then into the burnt one. For the otherworld lock, we need to throw it in spirit fire to get the otherworld ashes. And there we are. Now we can just use these to create impure white chalk. Toss the impure white chalk in here, and we have white chalk. Now with that we can just right click where we are told to and can build our first circle, which is a very easy one. And you can see on top there's a progress line, even though it's not totally accurate with the line itself, because it doesn't work. But we can see 24 of 29 elements are there. I'm missing only the candles and the golden ritual bowl. So for the golden ritual bowl, we need a sacrificial bowl and 4 gold. We will need more sacrificial bowls in just a second either way, so let me create like 9 of those. And 1 we will make into a golden one. Alright. For this ritual, you can either use the specific large candles from occultism, which you can make with string and tallow. But as I don't have a big animal farm and I don't want to slaughter everything that I can see in the vicinity, I'm just going to use vanilla candles, which works absolutely fine too. And you can see it's complete. The first circle is there. Now, to use this circle, what we can do is we can summon a bunch of stuff. For example, we can summon otherworld sapling traders. Those will actually trade one of our occultism saplings into a real otherworld sapling, so we don't need the third eye effect any longer for this. And how do we do this? We need a birch, an oak, a spruce and a jungle sapling in sacrificial bowls. These sacrificial bowls can be placed up to 8 blocks away from the golden ritual bowl, so we can just place them anywhere inside of this 19 by 19 area. And I'm just going to place them here in the middle, and I think 8 are enough for everything that we will ever need this ritual area for. The other thing I need to do this ritual is a Book of Binding foliate. And a Book of Binding is by default done with an empty Book of Binding, and for blue dye I can either toss a book and quill into Spiritfire or the ingredients of a book and quill into Spiritfire. It does cost the same, 1 and 2, and those I need to combine with blue dye, which I have roughly a stack of. Nice. And I'm going to get myself 2 books of binding. With 1 jungle, 1 birch, 1 spruce and 1 oak sapling and a Book of Binding foliate, I'm going to summon the first demon. Now, this Book of Binding has not been bound to a foliate yet. We will need to do that before we can, well, summon him. So I need to combine this book with my Dictionary of Spirits to bind it to the foliate the Boo. The Dictionary of Spirits is not consumed by this, but now I have a book that can be used. And with this, you can see some particles on the sacrificial bowls, or on one after the other. The items will be consumed, but it just takes a moment, consumes all the ingredients that I have here, and, well, will summon us one of the smallest demons there are in the mod. Please welcome the Boo, our otherworld sapling trader. What I want to do is I want to throw them the oak saplings, and you can see he trades the oak saplings for otherworld saplings. And to be honest, this is the only thing he really does. With the otherworld saplings, I can now actually grow otherworld trees and harvest them without any issues. I think otherworld trees look actually really nice when not under the third eye effect. It is in the middle of the night and a necromancer just appeared, and I think I'm going to try to go for the challenge to kill one with my hands. And I think that is a lot easier than I thought. And the rest of you, go die as well. Yeah, you too. Kill a necromancer with your fists. I would say challenge completed. So, I completed the area a little bit. We do have our first ritual circle down here, and then another 2 ritual circles up here. We have one crimsite and darkstone area, and one that is stone and sawstone. The rituals will grow with time, so they will fill out the whole 19 by 19 area at the end. But for now, well, nothing big happens. With a look in the dictionary, for the second set, the Hadron's Lure, we will need yellow chalk. And for yellow chalk, we need 2 things. The first thing is we need to be able to go to the nether or to find some glowstone. And the other is we need gold dust. To get gold dust, we will need to use our first ritual once again, because we need to not only have our little sapling trader, but we also need an ore crusher. And for that we need 1 gold, 1 iron, 1 copper and 1 silver ingot, as well again a bound foliate book. And because that takes some time, let me speed this up a little bit, so we don't have to wait forever. The foliate crusher, as you can see, is also not a very big one. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. Forget about that. And it has the very useful ability to crush ores. So if we throw him raw gold, he will, after some time, and you can see it takes a while, he will give us back 2 dust. And each of this dust can be smelted into 1 ingot, as you can see here. For now, we will just need the dust to create impure yellow chalk. And you have to know, this is the slowest and least effective of all the crushers. The later ones can go up to 6 times ore doubling, and we will make use of that. This one can also crush blocks down to their dust form, which we will need for the 3rd circle up there, which is the purple, of the circle that needs purple dye. And a short while later, we do have 2 gold dust, 1 glowstone dust, and an impure white chalk, which together will produce an impure yellow chalk, as well as crushed endstone and twice crushed obsidian dust will give us impure purple chalk. As with the others, we just need to throw them just into the spirit fire for a second, and we have our 2nd and tier level chalk. So let's go ahead and build the other 2 circles. And this is how the 2nd level pentacle Hadron's Lure looks like. Up to the next one. And with this, Asvia's Spectral Compulsion is also completed. My goal for today, and why I did set this all up, is to get soul gems. Soul gems you can imagine like Pokeballs, because you can just capture creatures with it. Everything that is not a boss can go into a soul gem, and you can release it wherever you want. These things are incredibly useful when you take a look at farms, when you take a look at villages, and so on. So, to get this, I need Treasure's Higher Binding, which is the next level of this ritual here. And for this Treasure's Higher Binding, you need skulls. I do have barely enough skulls to actually build this. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. Come on, show the multi-block structure like this. And it just uses the purple chalk and, oh, lime chalk. I don't have lime chalk yet. How do we get lime chalk? The knowledge chalk. Let's see. For lime chalk we need, first of all, emerald dust and bottles of enchanting to get ourselves research fragment dust. And then we need the research fragment dust, emerald dust, and a slime ball in any way. I would say I'm going to ask my friend down there to crush us some emeralds. Please go ahead. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some impure lime chalk, which we can then turn into normal lime chalk. And that should be everything that we need to upgrade this ritual. And seemingly the white chalk that I have here is not detected. Oh no, it needs light gray chalk. So another thing that we don't have yet. The light gray chalk is made by crushed calcite, silver dust, and iron dust. Okay. And complete. So this is now the Striger's higher binding, and I still can use the Esvius Spectral Compulsion with this, as it is just an upgraded version. Now to what I actually want to get. With 1 iron, 1 glass and an egg, we can bind ourselves a fragile soul gem. As soon as the fragile soul gem is completed, we can extend this. Perfect, there it is. We can extend it with a diamond, gold, copper, silver, the soul gem, as well as 3 soul sand. And we can bind it into the permanent, non-fragile version of the soul gem. Let me speed this up a little bit. It does take quite a moment if you don't speed it up. And here we have the soul gem. So what can we do with the soul gem? We can get ourselves a few new friends. For example, hey little skeleton, you're mine now. Now you can see soul gem contains a captured skeleton. I will go ahead and create myself a whole bunch of soul gems. Maybe like 16. This will take a while, so I'm skipping that for you. You don't have to watch me do the same thing over and over again, even though you can go ahead and use hoppers to feed automatically within the sacrificial bowls. So the idea behind all of this is to have an easy way to transfer captured mobs from A to B. Why do we want to do this? I think you will see about that in the next episode. Because for today, my time has run out. I will continue capturing a few mobs. I'll try to get myself a few of the passive ones, a few maybe not so passive ones. And next time we'll take a look at what we can do with the captured mobs, or why I do want to capture them in this way in the first place. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great evening, have a great day wherever you are in the world. I'm signing off. See you next time. Bye bye.